Hello, hello, Aries. Mel, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your April 2025 career and money reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Aries, welcome. I am being shown a pinball machine. So perhaps some of you have a pinball machine or that's something you see in the month of April. But what I'm really getting as the message, it has to do with the ball. And the ball represents a pentacle, a coin. So it may feel like your money is being launched out there in some way, and you're doing whatever you can to not let that ball fall into the hole. And it feels a little bit chaotic at times, just like playing the pinball machine. It can get loud and you're hitting all kinds of buttons and you're trying to, you're trying to get it in the jackpot and you're trying to get it in the spots that can multiply or do whatever you can to make sure that you stay afloat, that the ball doesn't go down into the hole. And I feel like this is a month of reconfiguring. I mean, some of you could hit a jackpot in some way. It doesn't have to be the lottery, but it could be that you win. You win something in the month of April. And I also feel like this is a month to get focused, to get organized, and to set some intentions, because you are launching an idea. If you haven't already, you're launching an idea out into the universe. And I feel like the physical manifestations of something are showing up here for you at this time. Okay, but it's been a little bit scary. It's been a little bit chaotic here with that pinball machine. Now, I do see you focusing on your money, hence this being a money reading, but you have the money manager card showing up, and this says this card could indicate that your career or finances could take a giant leap forward. So it tells me that you may be shifting your perspective in some way as well. You may be shifting your actions. You may be shifting your intentions, because again, it just feels like there's been a lot of chaos in some way. And you have the Justice card coming in with the Five of Swords. So if you've dealt with a Five of Swords energy, maybe someone taking advantage of you, it can be a selfish energy. Maybe it was a legal situation or a legal matter that you've had to deal with. Because the Five of Swords can also be knowing when to fight for something and when to walk away. And because I get the chaos of the pinball machine, it's like you were fighting, right? You kept hitting the little, circular buttons at the side of the game, trying to make sure that you stayed afloat, that you didn't go under. And it just feels like this is the month that something shows up, something is a win, something comes into balance for you. And you are laying a burden down. Look at that, 10 of Wands. You have done it. You've completed this task, or you finally launched something out there. I'm excited to see what this is for you and see what the outcome is. You've been in a place of self-preservation. You may have even been consumed in whatever this tower was in the past, the crisis. This could be consumed in what's going on in the world. It could be consuming the energy of others. But look at, you have the World showing up. So you have multiple cards that are saying you are embracing a new journey, a new chapter of your life. So what is the hope and fear, please, for Aries? That you choose right, okay? That you choose correctly, and that you take a look at whatever is distracting you, that you can release them. Release those distractions. And I do see that you are putting something to rest. What's the outcome here, please? What's the outcome? All right. So let's dive in here. You have a new deal coming in. Seal the deal. The price is right for some of you. So I feel like the price is right, or you feel like you finally completed a task, completed a job. You are embracing a new beginning. And this is about new contracts. It can be the gift of money. You may even be signing something new in the month of April. This could be signing a legal contract, signing a new contract for a home. This may be real estate. It could be a mortgage. It could be a rental agreement. You may be signing a contract with like a lawyer or someone in the justice system in some way. But I feel like there is a favorable outcome here for you, Aries. And I also sense that you're going to stay put in this newfound energy, but you may be launched out of your comfort zone. And the reason why it feels like it's outside of a comfort zone is because for a while you were fighting something. All right. You were fighting it. So if you are launched into an area where you're not fighting anymore and you're like, wait a second, is this too good to be true? You may start to second guess it or doubt it or even question your own potential. Try not to do that, okay? For example, if you have been in a situation where you were working with other people that were unreasonable, if they were unfair or even arrogant, maybe there was bullying or manipulation or deceit in some way, I feel like you're walking away from it and you're embracing a new job elsewhere with new people. There's a new company here, or for some of you, if you are launching a new business idea, you start to get out of the old mindset, the old energy. And then when you're in that new space, everything kind of comes back at you and says, wait a second, can I do this? Do I have what it takes? That's why you have the 10 of Wands above you. This is the potential, is to not let that overload bring you back down, because your outcome is a new beginning. You've completed a cycle. You've completed a task here, and something is coming into balance for you. And I do see that there's a gift coming in, and maybe that's why I was getting the energy of some sort of jackpot or some sort of win, just like that ball finally landing in the spot that multiplies, finances, or multiplies some sort of abundance here for you. So this is beautiful. Now you have the money manager card here. It says, you can expect a happy outcome when it comes to your finances. And actually, I haven't told you yet what your outcome is, but it is happy. So stay tuned here, because I feel like this is a month of inspiration. It's important that you get organized with that 7 of Cups here. Make sure you get organized, that you also are looking at whatever distractions have caused you to feel burdensome, and work on releasing or work on eliminating those things from your energy field. That will be significant and important as we're still embracing the eclipse energy, and we are still going through a lot of changes in the world, but you are also feeling these changes energetically and spiritually. Consider careers in money management, banking, accounting, or anything in finance. And for some of you, you may be wrapping up, taxes. You may be signing documents or paperwork in order for you to finally feel like that's a burden that you can release and not deal with it, for another year. So I feel like you are looking at your finances. And I also see you making some new choices that are going to affect you long term, meaning either retirement, or it could even be that you purchase something now that will grow over time. It feels like you are looking at your financial abundance. I'm getting 10 of Pentacles here, which you actually have in the recent past, so that makes sense. But you also have the Tree card, which is my 10 of Pentacles as well. So this is about a business. This could be a family business that you have, or it could even be that you're wanting to go into business to help your family long term. So you may be making choices to head in this direction so you can leave behind a legacy. but I also see you taking a risk. There is a risk that is necessary in order for you to grow, because this also speaks of financial growth. This is about things coming to fruition, and you may even be the one that breaks out of some sort of norm where you are the trailblazer here. It's interesting. You see one flower that is away from the tree. So maybe you are the one that is branching off and going and doing your own thing here. This is also about abundance. It reminds me of the Empress energy. And I feel in order for you to fully tap into the abundance energy that the Empress gives, right? There's something highly creative that you are birthing into existence here. So it's important that you listen to your intuition at this time. It's important that you allow things to show up in your world. But I also see that you don't have to fight. There's a message here about not having to fight. So if you feel like that has been a primary energy, maybe you've sat more in your masculinity, male or female, it does not matter. We have both. But if you have been on the go, right? Go, go, go. I have to put this out there. I have to do this. I have to hit this deadline. I have to constantly be coming up with new ideas to put out there. It feels like you've done a lot of work, and now it's time for you to kind of sit back in a way and watch how everything is unfolding for you. It doesn't mean you're not actioning up your intentions, but it means that it's important to step back into that feminine energy. And I see a few cups here for you. You have, or I see 2 cups actually, and a lot of major arcana, but you have the 7 of cups and the 3 of cups. So this is about celebrating some of those wins as well, celebrating some of the success or some of those creative moments instead of kind of shooing them aside and saying, oh, well, I'll celebrate when I get to the big win. It's important to stop and smell the roses. And how interesting is that? Because you actually have some roses here on this tree. So you may be asked to pause, to rest, and to realign yourself, your energy, and ask some questions about, where you're at. And is this still conducive to where you want to be, where you want to go? Because I feel with the world here, success and accomplishment will be yours. If this hasn't already shown up, it's important to set some of those intentions here, to plan. Maybe that is the drawing in of the feminine energy in order for you to reconfigure again, to get yourself moving forward on a new path with that 7 of cups. Because this is a new sense of stability for you. But first, before you get to this newfound sense of stability, you may feel a tad bit unstable, okay? You may feel a tad bit uncomfortable. Now, you have the Face card. This can be about reputation. It can be about your money skills or investing. Should I invest? Should I pull out of something? Should I sell? Should I buy? So I do see that you are faced with some choices at this time, but it feels like you are stepping into the spotlight in a way. Okay, I'm getting 6 of Wands. Even though I don't see the 6 of Wands out here, the 6 of Wands is a beautiful energy of victory, of accomplishment. And I feel like it's tethered to your outcome here. So this is about self-made. You didn't get this far to just get this far. And some of you may be fearing the worst. You may be fearing that everything is going to crumble and then you are left with nothing, because you do have the Tower below you. This is something that maybe happened in the deep, deep past. But I feel like no matter what has crumbled or no matter what goes on in the world, Spirit is here to remind you that you are going to be okay, that you will, in fact, take back your power, that you will rise above, that you will gain exposure here, that your reputation will continue to evolve because you are manifesting from a place of heart and soul. And I feel like there is heart and soul in this new beginning. Instead of letting that Five of Swords kind of come in and stir the pot, the greed, the envy, the competition, the jealousy. It doesn't mean that those things cease to exist, but what it does mean is you're not participating in that energy. You're not letting it consume you. You may be acknowledging it, but you are not identifying with that as, the main source of where your manifestation is coming from. So we have something approved for you. This could be a loan approved in the month of April. I'm also getting the stamp of approval. So some of you could be getting certified, okay? You may be getting certified. This reminds me of the stamp with the golden edges here. So some of you, I feel like you're certifiable now. Maybe you're getting, certified as a real estate agent or as a Reiki practitioner or whatever it may be. You may even be able to teach others and certify others in some way. I also see some of you looking at what's going on, globally, but you're using spiritual tools such as astrology, or you're pulling your own tarot cards to take a look at, what's going on and how the ripple may affect you in some way. So I think this is a good thing for you. I feel like that approval is a good sign. Now, for those of you that have been searching for a new job, I do see that there will be an offer, okay? It says we're hiring, it says job search, and with your outcome here, there is an offer being made. And with that contract here, sealing the deal, even if this is a temporary offer or a contract, I feel like they will take you on full time, or it will be extended in some way, or this will be long term. This could be the career path that you end up in for the rest of your time here on earth, because you have this long-term energy, and I feel like you're meant to grow, you're meant to evolve, but you can do it in this direction. And we have internship. Beautiful. Some of you are working with interns. You may be bringing new hire on board, or you may feel like the student. I feel like we constantly oscillate between the student and the teacher, and you may be learning some new skills at this time, or you are called to teach others at this time. So don't shy back from your mission. Don't shy back from your purpose, Aries. The world needs you. Even if it feels like it's too small and you're not going to make a difference, every little bit counts, okay? It doesn't matter how small or how large it is. Celebrate those wins. You do have some huge decisions coming in here for you, all right? And sometimes the decision isn't always clear, especially when the mind feels like a ping pong ball, right? Or it feels like, or a pinball machine, and you're going in all different directions, and the noises and the slots and the, jackpots everywhere. And sometimes the ball, goes bankrupt. It lands in a spot and all of your coins, all of your money. So it feels like things are a bit chaotic, and you don't want to make a decision when your mind is under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. And that may be why you're being asked to kind of slow down, smell the roses at this time, take a deep breath, focus on your body, drop into your body here. And then lastly, someone is purchasing maybe a new asset. Okay, that's a really nice car here, really nice Porsche. So some of you may drive a very nice vehicle, or there may be an incentive that is offered to you working for a company, or if you are a business owner here. Some of you may even work in a car dealership, or you are looking at your assets at this time. Maybe this is your home. It could be land. It could be, what you own. So I feel like this is favorable. I mean, after all, it is a good sign of growth, of abundance. Now, it does not mean that your worth is attached to material things by any means, but I feel like assets in itself is something you are looking at, not just in the physical, but in the spiritual, in the, emotional as well. Is this contributing to my energetic bank? Is this contributing to my soul's growth? So it feels like there's something new that you are going to be pouring into your energetic bank here, and it feels really aligned with what it is that you are wanting to manifest. So your first card out here, you have the Justice card. For some of you, you are dealing with someone who was very shady, very unethical with the Five of Swords. I feel like someone wasn't being a good team player. It feels like there was maybe negative or poor sportsmanship here. You may have even gone through a divorce and someone was just fighting dirty is what I'm getting here. You may have even been stuck in a contract with someone. Maybe this was a rental contract or some sort of an agreement where they weren't budging and you just felt like they were playing really dirty. This is the month where you start to see the light and the dark, hence the eclipse energies that we are in. You see the sun and the moon here, but you also see the rainbow. So it feels like after a period of the Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords is in the challenge position. So we're going to read it in the reverse. And that is good when it's showing up in the reverse, because it means that, you're walking away from petty arguments, or if there was an unfair battle, basically of the egos, where there's been maybe a victory of some sort through control, or, it's come at a cost, you're seeing that karma plays out in everything. And if you were fighting for something that was based in truth, based in fairness, based in justice, I feel like there's going to be some sort of poetic justice coming in here for you. You may be seeing this happening around you, but you're no longer consuming your energy in it. If anything, you're rising above. You're rising above. You're rebalancing your chakra systems this month. I feel like this eclipse energy has really shown you the truth of people, but also it feels like you are dealing with someone who may have been very arrogant, very flashy, very ostentatious. Maybe that's where the new asset came in. Maybe someone was driving this fancy car and they thought that, their you-know-what didn't stink, but you're like, well, wait a second. That's not what I stand for. You don't have to, you can have nice things and not be, a bad person. And I feel like you're reconfiguring what you want your life to look like, what you want to do with your money, with your assets, with your time, with your energy. So in the past, in the deep foundation, you've gone through something. This could also be global, worldwide. We've all gone through something. We all have that in common. Things are no longer how they were in the 80s and the 90s, right? This is a time of great change. But remember, Aries, your soul made a contract to come here on planet Earth in one of the most profound times in history. You chose to come here because you have a purpose, you have a mission, you are meant to evolve, you're meant to raise the vibration of the planet through not just your professional work, but your personal growth, your evolution. And I feel like this tower here has taught you that no matter what happens, that again, you are going to be okay, that you are going to rise above. Because when this tower shows up, there's a storm here that you've gone through, but you've come out on the other side a better version of yourself. And maybe it hasn't always felt that way, but it helped you destroy some old structures. And it has brought in a new beginning for you to embrace. Some of you, this may have even been a spiritual awakening, a near-death experience, or a huge catastrophic surprise. This is your energy here. But again, it's showing up in the foundation. And I feel through this tower, you've had to readjust your life in some way. Maybe it was a job loss. It could have been a divorce. It could have been a death in the family. There is something here with inheritance money. Some of you may have been fighting with siblings or fighting with other family members, and perhaps you felt like something was unfair or unethical. because we do have the family money coming in here with the Ten of Pentacles. This can also be about possessions and status, blocking genuine connections. And that's kind of what I was feeling here with the Five of Swords. You see that she's very flashy. She has on all of her biggest jewelry. She's very arrogant. Her nose is in the air. She feels like she deserves better than the rest. And I feel like you don't want to have a part in that. Okay, you don't want to have a part in that. And the Ten of Pentacles here is saying, how can you balance out your debt, right? You may even be looking at learning, maybe taking some classes or taking the advice of like Mark Kohler or Dave Ramsey, or, you know, how can I reconfigure? I also see someone speaking to a lawyer, and maybe this type of lawyer, someone who is very arrogant, someone who is very, you know, I'm going to win at all costs. Maybe that's the type of lawyer you've dealt with, or someone else it has on their side. But I feel like the double tens here showing up tell me that you have a new beginning coming. And even if you've dealt with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, whether it can be debt, it can be family drama, material wealth, over emotional well-being, I feel like that is the burden that you're dropping, okay? You're dropping it because you have a new beginning offered to you. This is a new perspective. This is a new way of seeing things that you weren't able to fully embrace as you're going through the tornado, if you will. As you're going through the chaos of the pinball machine, you can't always see the other options that are out there. But the Ten of Wands is saying you're seeking help, or you seeked a new direction here, or you are seeking a new direction, because this was very overwhelming. I feel like a lot of you had to reprioritize your responsibilities because they started to pile on, right? Maybe the bills started to pile up, or the debt started to pile up, and you're like, wait a second, what am I doing? I'm never going to get ahead if I keep doing what I'm doing here. And I just feel like there's a win, all right? There's a win here for you. So trust that Spirit hears your prayers. Trust that this isn't the end all be all. Trust that you're rising above here. You're going to have what it is that you need and some, because we have you being in this self-preservation mode. Oh, I'm skipping ahead here. In the near future, you have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is the celebration, right? It's the win. It is harmonizing. It is about passing a test, or it could be, being united in a sense with something that you love, with people that you love. It just feels like the rainbow again. Yeah, Spirit says the rainbow again. Look at that. We have the rainbow coming out. So it just feels like there may be a pot of gold. Whatever that pot of gold is for you, I feel like it is soon upon you, and you're going to see it coming up. Oh, wow. And with your outcome, it actually looks like a pot of gold. I'll show you here in just a moment. So in the near future, I would say within 3 months, because the Three of Cups, it can be 3 months. So it can even be the 3rd month, which is March. But it feels like between now and June, things are starting to take a turn for you. Things are starting to flow forward in a better direction. And it feels like those burdens that you've been carrying, you finally feel like you can breathe again. All right. Now, how have you been feeling? Your energy is in the Five of Pentacles. This is about perseverance, right? The Five of Pentacles is money or health issues, bankruptcy. It can be financial or material changes, job loss, illness, debt, pride, arrogance, feeling left out in the cold. It can even be poverty, right? Poverty conscious mindset. There's something very humbling here about you. There's something very humbling, very divine, very kind. And I feel like you're shining that energy. Some of you are taking your story, taking your experience, and you're helping other people now because you've gone through it and you have that experience that you're turning into wisdom. And you may be called to share your story with others. Okay, you may be called to write a book or become a content creator or to, show up on, on the next video series on some network, right? I just feel like you are asked to share some of your knowledge, and it could even be helping one person, or it could be helping a million people. Again, try not to get lost in the number game, because every small, tiny act, whether it's this big or this big on a physical spectrum, it doesn't matter, because all of it makes a difference here. And I feel like you've been in this self-preservation mode for so long that you feel like you aren't quite sure if you have what it takes. Don't second guess yourself. Look how beautiful you are. You are this bird that is, yes, in this snowy tundra, but the bird is full of beautiful colors. And for some of you, this is a spirit message from a loved one that may be visiting you through a blue jay, through a cardinal, through a bird, through feathers, through wings of some sort, that is here to let you know that you don't have to constantly be, struggling. All right. There is an ending coming up, because you have the world. The world is in your energy here. Okay. But it's in the environment around you. This is wisdom. And I just said that you're taking that experience that you've gone through and you're turning it into wisdom, meaning you don't have to go back and learn that lesson again. Not when you've turned it into wisdom, not when you've actually taken what you've learned and you make new choices with the newfound information that you have. So a lot of you are either retiring, okay, or there is success and accomplishments that are being rewarded here in a big way. For others of you, you've graduated. You may have graduated. You could have even gotten married or maybe divorced in some way that is launching you off into a new life. But I feel like this is exciting. The world is full of possibilities. The world is your oyster. And I see here that some of you are meant to put yourself out in the world in some way and to embrace this new beginning. Now, the hope and fear for you, Aries, is the 7 of Cups. Because choices have been made in the past that have left some dissatisfied consequences, perhaps, or perhaps you thought that a choice that you would have made would have turned out in a better manner. Sometimes then we don't want to make that same choice again. And so we really need to plan to realign our energies and get focused, because I feel like you are hitting the target. So whatever choice you have here, and it's interesting, you have all the hats. And I like to think of this card as playing many different roles. So even if you choose a role here on this earthly plane, whatever that role is, right? We have many different roles. We wear many different hats. You see that there's some Mickey Mouse ears. One is a halo. One is a Joker's hat. One is a warrior, one is a chef, one is a cowboy, one is a king or a queen. It feels like you have the ability to try out many different roles. You don't have to settle for staying in one thing, okay? Even if you went to school for that one thing, or even if you thought that was going to be your path or your direction. It just feels like it's okay for you to let go of what an old identity was. And I'm getting that message here for you, Aries. It feels like some of you were very much attached to a certain identity. Like this is what I've known because I've done it for so long, or this is what I chose and that's the identity that I am. But all it is a role, and we can take off these hats. I always like to think of it as, life going on stage. We do the planning behind the scenes and we go out there and there's this act, right? There's this act basically. But when you do the final act, which I see that coming here with the World card, you go back behind stage and you're not attached to that role, right? That's not your identity. And for some of you, it was very difficult to move on to a new role because you still very much felt attached in some way. And I feel like you are You're being guided to shift gears in some way because you have a new beginning coming in. You have a new act, right? A new role that you are the key player in. You are the leading star in this next role, and it could be one of the biggest ones that you've ever played in your life. So don't second guess your path, your journey, your potential. The Seven of Cups is getting grounded, not letting scattered energy and distractions get the best of you, but opening yourself to possibility, allowing yourself to explore. And perhaps, you try on a hat and you're like, I really don't like this role. It's not for me. Then that's okay. You have a choice to move into a new role. And that spirit doesn't want you to limit yourself because you feel like you had your shot, right? You had your shot to be the biggest or to play in the spotlight, and you fear that you're never going to get to that level again. It's going to be different, right? You'll never quite be in that same energy, but you could be missing out on something even better that aligns with the new you, who you are now with this newfound sense of wisdom. All right, final outcome. The Ace of Wands. I love this ace because it is full of inspiration. It is about new beginnings and passion that fuels you, that fires you up. This is your energy. It is the fire. It is the beginning. And you see that it's a circular energy here of, what goes around comes around. And that's also that balance. That's that Libran energy here of justice. So I feel like you are getting something good. There's something good coming your way because you've worked really hard to get to where you are at. But I also see that some of you have struggled at times to tap into your creative potential. And remember what I said about the Empress showing up? Thank you, Spirit. I'm getting the name Emily. Okay, Emily could be significant. And I'm also getting a pen. They're showing me like a very poetic. Maybe someone is writing poetry. Someone could be writing down their ideas with a very fancy pen. But I feel like this is about you feeling inspired to take the next steps, to say yes to your potential, to not doubt it, to not second guess it. This is art. This is the seed of conception. It is a new sense of purpose. And if you felt like you didn't have purpose, something is shifting within you and you're saying, this is my purpose. Like, this is my being. Maybe my being is to try on these different hats and to not identify myself with any of them, right? To say that you are having this human experience, but underneath all of the roles, that you are this fire, right? That you are this inspiration and you're channeling energies in such a big way where I feel like you do take on a lot of roles, but try not to burn the candle at both ends. Try not to run yourself too thin. But if you have a story to tell, this is your green light to do it, right? This is your message from Spirit saying, put it out there. The world needs it. If it is coming up in your intuitive nudges, through your dreams, through your ideas, through your imagination, then there is a need for it. So the Ace of Wands is your outcome. There's something beautiful in the works for you at this time. All right, let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have here for Aries? A change in the wind. And I wish I would have said this for you in the beginning. I don't think I said it. I said the pinball machine, but I was getting the song Dust in the Wind, and it kind of, just like this card here, it almost kind of came in just as quick as it came out, and it never came through again, but now it is. So there's a change in the wind for you. It's also card 12, which is the Hanged Man energy. And so I feel like this is a brink of awakening. Card 12, the 12th of April could be significant for some of you, but this is a big change in perspective. This is a big shift. A sense that an unseen change has been initiated. preparation, awareness that plans are not on firm ground. And I said that earlier, like this is a time to solidify, to set some intentions and to get clear. And I'm not talking just physically. This is internally. This is about you getting right mentally and, spiritually, you aligning to the changes that are afoot here. This is feeling a shift and uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow, just like that pinball machine. It is about, chaos. There is chaos going around. You can't deny that. But I feel like this change that is coming in for you is for the better. So let's read here the prosperity message. As you endeavor to create a prosperous life, you may encounter unexpected reversals that cause you to shift directions. This is a good thing. There is nothing to fear. Perhaps an opportunity you sought went to someone else, or perhaps you pursued something that you suddenly realize is not in your highest good. You might not be 100% clear on where you need to go, but you are certain that things are not going as planned. Circumstances are not in your control, right? Wait it out. All will be well. Even better, actually. Trust. Exactly. That's that pinball machine of, chaos. And I think I said this in the beginning, that Empress energy. I was feeling the Empress. Did I mention that for you? Where it is about receiving the abundance that is available, right? We have that tree coming in here. The 10 of Pentacles. So I'm going to read to you, because some of you are dealing with the 5 of Swords, I'm going to read you the reversal. There are conditions brewing in your life that you don't have control over. Don't fight them. Change is inevitable and for the best, and even for the highest good. Even if the storm blows away the structures, we said that here with the Tower. Even if the storm blows away the structures that you think you've built your dreams on, all will turn out as it should. That message came out twice for you, right? To trust that everything is going to be okay. You will have a renewed clarity and strength to do something even better. Spirit is your ally. Spirit is your best friend here. You are not in this alone. So trust that there is change. Trust that this is, in the grand scheme of things, dust in the wind. And yes, sometimes you're not able to see as that dust storm comes in. But because you have the rainbow showing up twice here, and because you have the World and the Ace of Wands, try not to let the unknown or the unseen consume you. All right? Because that can take over. And I feel like you are going to be all right. Okay, let's get one last message here for you from your spirit animals. And at this time, if you can safely do so, Aries, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra. A nice big inhale through your nose. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. It could be an animal that swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. It could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, or maybe one that you have currently by your side or at your home. It could even be an animal that's recently crossed your path in the great outdoors. And if you need a moment, Aries, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your power animals in the comment section below. Whether you have 1 animal or 5, drop them below. I'll enter you into that giveaway where I post on the community tab each month. So please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss those notifications. All right, Aries, you have beautiful reminders of what we talked about in this reading. You have the starfish, open to infinite possibilities. That's the world, right? I said the world is your oyster. The possibilities are endless. These roles in the 7 of Cups, it's not just limited to the 7 hats. You can do anything that you want here. As long as you are manifesting from a place of purpose, from your heart, from your soul, and you open up to the infinite possibilities that are available. Starfish spirit reminds you that all things are possible. Now, some of you may be 59 years old, 62. You may be born on the 19th or the 6th. So we have starfish. You have turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. This means it's important to have that plan, set that intention, but not let impulsivities get the best of you, right? We've all been there at times where we can be a bit impulsive, or we jump the gun, or we pull the trigger without fully thinking things through. And I feel like this is a time where allow yourself to ease gracefully into this new beginning here. Make sure that basically all of your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, because I feel like the end game is not, it's great to have that end game, but the journey in itself is where it's at. And again, stopping and smelling the roses when you need to. Turtle spirit. We have beaver, lay a solid foundation. This is about a solid foundation internally, mentally as well. But I do see you rebuilding after some sort of storm, okay? So it's important that you build a solid structure for yourself, that you are in a space mentally that is conducive to your growth, Aries. And then lastly, we have dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. That is a reminder of the 10 of Pentacles as well. That is building a legacy, long-term goals, stability, financial security. But even if that feels uncertain, even if that feels shaky, I do feel like you're being loyal to your heart and soul, which I've said a few times here for you. And for some of you, you did see a dog, maybe even a dog that's crossed over, but it is card 19. 19 is affiliated with the sun. It is confidence. It's playfulness. Life isn't meant to be taken so darn seriously. So it's important to not just be loyal to what you love, but to have fun doing it as well. And if you feel like all the excitement has been gone, if you feel like you don't have purpose, there's no passion here, that Ace of Wands is going to refuel you. That Ace of Wands is going to give you that new sense of purpose. As long as you tap in to that part of yourself that may have been on autopilot for a bit. Maybe you've been on autopilot and it's been difficult to tap into what you love. I feel like this change is brewing. And even if you get launched out of your comfort zone and you no longer associate yourself with one of the roles that you were playing, trust again that that is not your entire identity, that you are meant to wear many different hats, play many different roles in some way, and that this is only the beginning. This isn't the death, right? This isn't the tower. We are meant to rise above. We are meant to break down any judgments or any preconceived notions that the tower has, taken away. This is destruction of old paradigms, old structures in order for new beginnings to rise up. And that's what I see happening here for you, Aries. So that is what I have for your April 2025 career and financial reading. I hope this resonates, beautiful souls. If so, please do hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there. And please do drop your power animals in the comment section below to be entered into the free reading giveaway. Lots of love.